Ons sit vandag hierso by 'n historiese terrein. En dis 'n moment wat ek nou lankal by wou gewees het hierdie dag. Soos vandag hierso waar ons in hierdie historiese kerkie sit, die Beaconsfield Kerk, wat die werklike begin van Adventisme is in hierdie land, Suid-Afrika. En ons kyk nou hierso krities na 'n gebou wat eintlik 'n juweel is in die geskiedeniskatkis van Afrikaans in Suid-Afrika. Nie net in Afrikaans, die ontstaan van Afrikaans, maar die hele Afrikaanse geskiedenis wat hier gevolg is met die Adventisme geskiedenis wat hiermee ingeweef is. En ons kyk vandag na hierdie gebou wat ons baie graag wil behou in terme van sy historiese waarde, maar ook sy funksionele waarde. En hier is 'n groot mate van verval in die gebou wat as gevolg van die weer en reën begin plaasvind. En dis hoekom ons vandag hierso is. Saam met 'n hele paar ander rolspelers kyk ons nou om hierdie gebou te kan behou en om vir die toekoms, vir die kinders, en ons wil 'n bewuswording by die kinders skep van hierdie waarde van die geskiedenis wat hierso is. En ons funksie hierso is om te kyk na die struktuur, na die vloere, na die fondasies, die klippe waarvan dit gebou is, na die dak, na die vensters en alles wat weer kan beskadig of kan vernietig, om hierdie dalk nog vir 'n hele paar jare te kan, as die Here dit wil, kan laat bly staan tot sy spoedige koms en laat dit 'n boodskap kan wees vir enige iemand. So ek is vandag hierso, ek's baie opgewonde en ek wil graag hê hierdie moet 'n boodskap uitdra na almal daar buitekant om te begin inspring en deel te raak van hierdie historiese projek hier in Suid-Afrika vir ons kerk, Sewende Adventiste Kerk, die Beaconsfield Historiese Kerk.
Hi, my name is Marcus and I'm working for the White Estate. I'm one of the associate directors and I'm responsible for the historic sites, mainly in the United States of America. Why are historic sites important? Well, I think it's not too much about the buildings itself. It's not really about structures. It's a spiritual issue. If you go to the Bible, to Joshua chapter 4, God asked Joshua to take 12 stones out of the Jordan River to pile them up. Why? God said, when the future generations, the kids, your kids will come up and they don't know about what happened today, and they will see these stones and they will ask you, what does these stones mean to you? Then tell them about what you experienced today, about the mighty acts of God. So what we do here, it's the same thing.
Goeiedag, my naam is Heino Torlage en ek is betrokke by Abundant Life. En Abundant Life se passie is natuurlik om jong mense nader aan die Here te bring en om ook toe te rus om die werk te gaan doen aan buitekant om siele te wen, want ons jong mense sit met die energie, hulle sit met die passie en al wat ons moet doen is om dit kanaliseer na die regte rigting toe. Maar ons uitdaging is ons jong mense, hulle sien die waarheid en hulle glo die waarheid, maar hulle weet nie waarvan hulle kom nie. En die geskiedenis wat ons juis na die plek toe waar ons vandaan kom, om te sien hoe die pioniers beklei het en gestry het, hulle lewens opgegee het, hulle selfs tot die dood toe, om seker te maak dat hierdie waarheid kan vorentoe gaan. En hierdie kerk waar ons sit is een van daai bakens wat gebou is deur ons pioniers. En van die pioniers wat hier gebou het hulle lewens verloor as gevolg van die evangelie. En hierdie moet ons jong mense kan sien, hulle moet dit kan ervaar. En ons wil graag hê dat die geskiedenis van ons kerk in Suid-Afrika, van die Adventiste kerk in Suid-Afrika, behou moet bly vir ons kinders, sodat hulle kan sien. Dis 'n ryk geskiedenis wat ons kinders moet ken nie, want baie van ons ouer geslagte nie eens ken nie. Wat ons moet bekend maak aan hulle en vir hulle moet gee, sodat hulle kan weet waarheen ons op pad is en dat die Here op pad is, want dis alwaarvoor ons pioniers beklei het, is dat Jesus gaan kom. Jesus gaan kom. En die wyse waarop hulle te werk gegaan het. So kom ons staan almal saam, kom ons werk saam om hierdie geskiedenis van ons kinders te bou en veral hierdie kerk wat 'n landmerk is van waar die kerk begin het in Suid-Afrika. En van hier af het hy vooruit gegaan en vandag sit ons in die grootste divisie in die wêreldkonferensie as gevolg van die werk wat hier begin is in hierdie kerk.
My name is Michael Sukupa. I'm also one of the associate directors of the LNG White Estate. And one of the important aspects that the White Estate promotes is to preserve our heritage. And I've served in this area for many years, and it was my happy privilege to come back. And to this church particularly, we are in Beaconsfield Church in Kimberley. And just looking at this church and where we come from, since 1890, more or less, it was built. And to this point, the mission of the church comes back to mind. And the development of our church from that time to now is so great. And so we're here in order to encourage, to support this important aspect of the mission of the church that Marcus so ably talked about, where the mighty acts of God, the history. How much do we know about William Hunt? How much do we know about Van Druten? How much do you know about Richard Moko, David Kalaka, and so on? So our children need to receive the education, the information that will help them to not only look forward, but also to look back at our history and be encouraged. And so the history of this church is very important. And so we're here to discover those stories about these important pioneers and to tell those stories and to research on things that we don't know about these people and how we can continue the heritage. And our goal really is to look forward to the second coming of Jesus.
Hi, I'm Pastor Kanti Mabenge. I'm the Regional Director of the Northern Region of the Cape Conference, which covers the whole of the Northern Cape area. And Beaconsfield Church is one of those churches that fall within the span of control of the Cape Conference. We are here today and part of this project at the Beaconsfield Church because we believe that this place has a lot of history for the church that needs to be preserved. And it's always stood as a beacon representing a lot of things. I think this church was founded in 1890, and that was a pre-apartheid era. And it showed how different groupings and peoples of South Africa came together to actually try and make it happen. We had international pioneers such as William Hunt and the rest, but we also had local people that were baptized just in this place here, like Pastor Richard Moko. And because of that, this church represents a big history, not only for the international community of the Adventists, but also for the South African community of Adventists. And we would like to see it preserved so that we too will have nothing to fear for the future, except to forget how we led in the past by God. And that can only be achieved if we make sure that we preserve the history of this place so that we can take a few lessons as the church in post-apartheid South Africa on how we can unite in mission and make this thing work.
I'm Merlin Burt, the director of the White Estate, and I and the part of my team that's with me are very honored to be able to be here in this church, this first church in the continent of Africa that has been used by God in such a precious and wonderful way for so many years. And as my colleagues have said, the mighty acts of God and what He has done in the past, when we remember those and we see how He has helped us even through the most difficult times, we have courage for how He will guide us and help us and work with us today and more importantly in the future. So our history is really more about our present and our future than only about our past. And so I would hope that our young people especially would see that there isn't much difference. God used young people then, God will use young people now, and we are looking for the soon coming of Jesus. The only other thing I would like to say, I guess there's many things I'd say, but I'd like to say is that Ellen White the organization, we're responsible for helping people have access to her materials and to connect to her ministry. Ellen White took a special interest in South Africa, in this place, this area, wrote many letters to people here in South Africa, followed it closely, prayed for it, even received divine visions and revelations about circumstances here. So God has shown an interest in this place through prophetic guidance as well. So that raises it to an even higher level of importance. And I would pray that as the union here and the local conference and the division and where the general conference can help, can restore this facility, make it a real ministry, I would appeal to those who are in the church to make this a project so that this facility can tell a story and be a light and a beacon to not just South Africa, but to the continent of Africa, and not just to the continent of Africa, but to the other divisions around the world and to the whole world of what God can do and what He has done. And that will be a blessing if we will pull together and do that. So it's a privilege to be here, and we praise God for what He's done in the past and what He will do in the future.
I'm Ncedile Mdluli, the Financial Officer of the Southern African Union at Bloemfontein office. We are very privileged and honored today to be here in Beaconsfield Church in Kimberley, where we have come to observe and see how we can restore the history of the Adventist Church in the side of Southern Africa. We are glad to be part of this amazing historical thing that is going to happen in preserving our heritage in South Africa, but looking at the global aspect of the Adventist Church. We've gone around, we've seen the archives of the first pioneers who came in South Africa, as mentioned, and we are so much interested in further preserving it for the future generations. As we finish the work of mission, we are willing to partner and bring back and preserve this history at Beaconsfield Church.
My name is Connie. I am more into the interior of the renovation process. The first phase is just to structurally repair and make the foundations and roof sound. But there's a lot of work where I'm sitting here looking at these totally beautiful floors. They can be beautiful, but they busy degenerating, and there's benches or wood that have been painted. And my vision is to see a stunning wooden church as it was originally being restored. And this is obviously going to cost a lot of money. And I would like to invite anybody who has a passion for beautiful things and restoring this first church in South Africa to make a donation and join the team by supporting us financially.